You don't have to wait for a fall to realize your body is gradually losing its steadiness. Sometimes, it all starts with just a small moment, a slight stumble off a curb, a morning when you have to grab the wall to get up, or a feeling of being a little wobbly when you change direction suddenly. And then, gradually, this lack of steadiness creeps into every step, making you start to fear things you once did naturally. Welcome to Senior Health Insights, where we help you revitalize your energy and renew your life after 60. The truth is, your ability to balance doesn't disappear overnight. It declines gradually over time, not just due to simple aging, but because of small mistakes we often overlook. But the good news is, that steadiness can absolutely be regained. In today's video, I'm going to reveal 5 common mistakes that cause seniors to gradually lose their balance, along with specific, simple, and effective solutions, so you can continue to move with confidence, safety, and independence every day. Let's get started. Mistake number 1, neglecting to strengthen your ankles and feet. Most people assume balance originates in the brain or relies heavily on core and hip strength. While these areas are certainly crucial, the real starting point for balance is often overlooked, and that's your feet and ankles. These small but incredibly important structures are your body's first line of defense against instability. Every time you walk on uneven terrain, step unexpectedly off a curb, or catch yourself from a misstep, your ankles act as rapid stabilization units. They make tiny adjustments to your posture, absorb impact, and send vital sensory feedback to your brain to help keep you upright. However, as we age, we tend to lose strength and flexibility in our feet and ankles. Not because of some inevitable decline, but because we stop challenging them. Modern footwear with thick, cushioned soles reduces the need for the feet's natural activity. Years of walking only on flat, predictable surfaces like hardwood floors or sidewalks make the muscles in our feet lazy. Many of us also avoid going barefoot, further weakening the complex network of muscles, tendons, and ligaments that are supposed to be actively supporting us. The result is stiff, less reactive ankles that can't adjust quickly to even minor imbalances, leading to increasing instability, hesitation in movement, and ultimately, a higher risk of falls. Take the example of Mr. George, a 76-year-old man I worked with. He hadn't had any major injuries, and his eyesight was still very good. Yet, he found himself stumbling more often than before. "It's like my feet just aren't reacting fast enough," he admitted. When we assessed his ankle range of motion, it was alarmingly limited. His feet had essentially fallen asleep after years of neglect. But after just 2 weeks of simple exercises, gentle foot circles to restore flexibility, towel scrunches to reactivate the foot arches, and calf raises to rebuild strength, his balance improved dramatically. "I never realized how important my feet were," he said. "Now I can feel them working again." You can test your own foot and ankle strength right now. Try standing barefoot and rising up onto the balls of your feet. Do you wobble or find it hard to stay steady? Next, try standing on one leg. Do your ankles feel active and quick to adjust, or sluggish and unstable? If it's the latter, you're not alone. But it's a clear warning sign, the foundation of your balance is weakening. And left unaddressed, that weakness will only increase. The good news is, strengthening your feet and ankles doesn't require expensive equipment or complex workouts. It starts with reawakening those sleeping muscles. Walk barefoot on different surfaces like grass, sand, or a textured mat to stimulate sensory feedback. Use a tennis ball to roll under your foot to release tension and improve circulation. Stretch your calf muscles daily to maintain flexibility. Most importantly, practice slow, deliberate movements like mindful walking or controlled heel-to-toe steps, forcing your feet to actively work rather than passively relying on external support. When your feet and ankles are strong, the benefits extend far beyond just balance. Your posture improves. Your movements become smoother and more efficient. You recover faster from slips or trips. You'll notice a difference in everyday activities, making a quick turn, stepping sideways, or adjusting to sudden changes in direction. Ignoring the strength of your feet and ankles might seem insignificant, but it's often the first domino to fall in the chain of balance decline. Strengthen them, and the rest of your body will have a much better chance of staying steady, confident, and resilient. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, please comment the number 1 below to let me know you're still watching along with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Mistake number 2, completely avoiding balance training. The second major mistake is more subtle but just as damaging, completely avoiding balance training. At first glance, this might seem harmless. After all, most people don't think of balance as a skill to be practiced. We assume it's automatic, like breathing. But balance is far more complex than we realize. It's a finely tuned coordination between your muscles, joints, inner ear, vision, and nervous system. And like any skill, if you don't use it, you lose it. As we age, we naturally become more cautious. We walk slower to avoid tripping. We steer clear of uneven paths. We stop reaching for high shelves or turning quickly. While this caution might prevent short-term stumbles, it creates a dangerous vicious cycle in the long run. The less we challenge our balance, the weaker it becomes. Our muscles forget how to react quickly. Our brain receives fewer signals from underused nerves. Our confidence in movement erodes, making us even more hesitant, a self-perpetuating decline. Ms. Linda, a 73-year-old woman I coached, summed this up perfectly. I just try not to move too fast anymore. When we tested her balance with simple exercises, standing with her feet together, walking heel to toe in a straight line, she was astonished by how unsteady she felt. I never realized I had lost that ability, she said. I thought I was being careful, but it turns out I was making myself weaker. The solution isn't to perform extreme balance challenges or risk dangerous actions. It's about small, consistent efforts to reintroduce instability in a controlled way. Stand on one leg while brushing your teeth. Practice the slow, flowing movements of Tai Chi to improve coordination. Walk heel to toe along a straight line, using your arms out to the side for stability. Even simply standing with your feet together and closing your eyes for a few seconds can sharpen your body's awareness. These subtle exercises do more than just strengthen muscles. They rewire the nerve connections between your brain and body, or reconnect the nervous muscular system. They teach your system how to adjust, recover, and stabilize effectively. Over time, they rebuild not just physical stability, but confidence. People with good balance move with certainty. They navigate crowds without hesitation. They reach for objects without second-guessing their footing. Most importantly, they trust their body to react when needed. Avoiding balance training might feel safe in the moment, but it's a silent thief, stealing your agility, reaction speed, and independence over time. The antidote? Embrace small challenges daily. Balance isn't just about staying upright. It's about maintaining capacity, fearlessness, and freedom in your movements for years to come. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, please comment the number 2 below to let me know you're still watching along with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Mistake number 3, wearing improper or unstable footwear at home. One of the most common yet frequently overlooked mistakes, one that is deceptively minor in appearance but carries serious, potentially life-altering consequences, is the use of inappropriate footwear around the house or, even more dangerously, going barefoot on slippery surfaces. At first glance, this might seem like a trivial concern, hardly worth serious consideration amidst the myriad of health challenges that come with age. However, the reality is far more alarming. Improper footwear is one of the leading preventable causes of falls within the home environment, incidents that can result in broken bones, hospitalizations, and a devastating loss of independence. Our feet serve as the foundation of our balance, acting as the body's natural stabilizers and shock absorbers. They are biomechanical marvels, containing dozens of bones, joints, muscles, and nerves that work in perfect harmony to keep us upright and mobile. When we compromise this sophisticated system by wearing shoes with inadequate arch support, loose house slippers that are easy to trip over, or, worst of all, going barefoot on slick, hard surfaces like hardwood, tile, or laminate floors, we are essentially disabling our body's first line of defense against falls. Without proper grip, cushioning, and structural support, our feet cannot perform their essential functions, leaving us vulnerable to dangerous slips, trips, and falls, especially when navigating uneven surfaces, carpets, or abrupt changes in flooring elevation. Consider the case of Mr. Jack, a retired 79-year-old man who had always been very active but never gave much thought to his choice of indoor footwear. "For years, I just shuffled around the house in socks," he recalled, "even at night when I'd get up to go to the bathroom." This casual approach changed dramatically after a terrifying evening when his feet shot out from under him on a small throw rug. "I caught myself on a doorframe at the last second," he said, his voice still tinged with the fear of that moment. "But the thing is, it wasn't the rug's fault. When I thought about it, I realized my socks had zero grip. I'd been slipping around my own house like I was ice skating for years without realizing how much risk I was taking." The problems caused by inappropriate footwear extend beyond simple slip hazards. Shoes with thin, worn soles offer minimal cushioning, transferring excessive force to the joints with every step and potentially aggravating arthritic pain. Footwear that is too loose or has worn, slippery soles allows the foot to slide back and forth inside the shoe, creating instability with every movement. Conversely, shoes that are too heavily cushioned or have even a slight heel, even low heels, can be just as dangerous as they reduce proprioception, our body's ability to sense its position in space, by reducing direct contact of the foot with the ground. This delayed feedback makes it harder for the brain to make the tiny necessary adjustments to maintain balance, particularly when encountering unexpected obstacles or changes in surface. So, what constitutes truly supportive and stabilizing footwear? The ideal shoes for fall prevention possess several key characteristics. Secure arch support to maintain proper foot alignment, a flat yet flexible sole that allows the foot to function naturally while still providing solid ground contact, and a high-quality non-slip outsole that maintains traction on various surfaces. For outdoor use, look for well-constructed walking shoes or sneakers from reputable brands known for support and durability. Indoors, consider house shoes or slippers specifically designed with anti-slip features and secure fasteners. Avoid backless styles or high-quality anti-slip socks with silicone patterns on the sole. It is critical to understand that we are not simply recommending footwear for aesthetic reasons or even basic comfort. We are talking about equipping your feet with the necessary tools to perform their life-sustaining job of keeping you upright and mobile. Choosing inappropriate footwear, whether inside or outside the home, can silently erode your confidence in movement, make you more hesitant, and significantly increase your risk of falling. Conversely, appropriate footwear works in harmony with your body's natural balance system, providing the stable foundation required for safe, confident steps. This is one of the simplest yet most impactful changes you can make immediately. Take a critical look at your current footwear. Do your shoes fit properly, not too tight or too loose? Do they offer adequate arch support and have sufficient tread? Is the sole flexible yet supportive? If your current footwear is lacking in any of these areas, consider replacing them as soon as possible. While it might seem like a minor adjustment, upgrading your footwear can yield significant improvements in balance, dramatically reducing your risk of falls while enhancing your overall mobility and independence. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, please comment the number 3 below to let me know you're still watching along with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Mistake number 4, over-relying on furniture or walls to get around. The significant fourth mistake that severely undermines balance in older adults, one that often develops gradually and insidiously, is an excessive reliance on furniture, walls, countertops, or other stationary objects for support when moving around the house. While this behavior may offer an immediate sense of safety in the moment, it represents what experts call a false security that accelerates balance decline over time, ultimately increasing rather than decreasing the risk of falls. Every time you grip the back of a chair for support, press your palm against the wall for steadiness, or shuffle along leaning heavily on a countertop, you are sending a powerful subconscious message to your neuromuscular system: I don't trust you to keep me upright on your own. With repetition, this reliance on external aids initiates a vicious cycle. The less you challenge your body's natural balance mechanisms, the weaker and less responsive they become. The most crucial muscles for maintaining stability, particularly those in the ankles, legs, hips, and core, gradually atrophy from disuse, while the complex neural pathways that coordinate balance and spatial orientation become less efficient due to lack of practice. The story of Ms. Sarah, a 75-year-old grandmother, perfectly illustrates this phenomenon. After a minor fall a few years prior, she began using a cane constantly, even for short distances within her home. At first, it was just for peace of mind, she explained. But over time, I realized I couldn't go from the living room to the kitchen without it. What started as a temporary precaution had become a permanent crutch, and her balance capability had declined accordingly. Through a carefully supervised balance training program that gradually reduced her reliance on aids, Ms. Sarah was able to rebuild her confidence and strength. The turning point came when I noticed myself automatically reaching for the wall even when I didn't need to, she recalled. Now I can walk around the house comfortably, and I feel steadier than I have in years. The physiological consequences of over-relying on external aids are profound. When we get used to using furniture or walls for balance, we essentially outsource the work that our musculoskeletal system is supposed to be doing. The postural muscles that should be automatically engaging with each step become lazy, losing both strength and reflexive quickness. Meanwhile, the vestibular system, the balance mechanism in the inner ear, and the proprioceptive system, our ability to sense where our body is, receive less practice in interpreting subtle weight shifts, making them slower and less accurate. The result is a body less equipped to prevent a fall when an unexpected slip or stumble occurs. To gauge your own reliance on external aids, try this simple test. Walk across your living room or down a hallway without touching any furniture or walls. Pay close attention to how you feel. Do you move confidently, or does anxiety immediately kick in? Do you find yourself automatically reaching for nearby objects? If this exercise feels challenging, it's a clear sign that your body has adapted to relying on external support rather than maintaining its natural balancing ability. The solution lies in systematically weaning yourself off furniture and walls through progressive balance training. Start by practicing standing unsupported for gradually increasing periods. Begin with 30 seconds near a sturdy piece of furniture you can grab if needed, slowly working up to several minutes. Next, try taking just 2 or 3 intentional steps without touching anything, using proper heel-to-toe walking technique. Over weeks and months, gradually increase the distance you can walk independently, always maintaining good posture with your head held high and shoulders back. This process involves both physical and psychological components. Physically, you're rebuilding strength in dormant stabilizing muscles and retraining your nervous system's balance reflexes. Psychologically, you're overcoming the fear of falling by proving to yourself that your body is still capable of maintaining steadiness. Many seniors are amazed by how quickly they regain their confidence and capability once they start consistently practicing unsupported movement. It's important to emphasize that this doesn't mean discarding legitimate assistive devices when they are medically necessary. Instead, it's about ensuring that we are not using environmental supports instead of maintaining our natural balance capacity. With patience and consistent practice, most seniors can significantly reduce their reliance on furniture and walls for steadiness, resulting in improved posture, stronger muscles, and a dramatically reduced risk of falls. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, please comment the number 4 below to let me know you're still watching along with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Mistake number 5, ignoring the health of your vision and inner ear. The fifth and often underestimated mistake contributing to balance problems in older adults involves neglecting 2 crucial physiological systems, vision and the vestibular function in the inner ear. What many people don't realize is that human balance isn't simply a matter of leg strength or coordination. It's an incredibly complex process that integrates input from multiple sensory systems, with vision and the inner ear playing leading roles. As we age, natural changes in our visual system can profoundly impact balance. Pupils become smaller and less reactive to changes in light. The lens yellows and becomes less flexible, and photoreceptor cells in the retina degrade. These changes reduce overall vision, depth perception, contrast sensitivity, and peripheral vision, all critical for navigating our environment safely. When our eyes cannot detect obstacles on the floor, accurately judge stair heights, or quickly adjust to changing light conditions, like walking from a bright room into a dark hallway, our brain lacks the accurate spatial information needed to maintain balance. Concurrently, our vestibular system within the inner ear, often called our balance organ, undergoes age-related degeneration. This intricate network of fluid-filled canals and sensitive hair cells detects head movement and position relative to gravity. As these structures degrade, our brain receives less accurate information about body position, making it harder to maintain equilibrium, particularly during complex movements like turning quickly or looking upwards. The case of Mr. Tom, an 80-year-old former tennis player, perfectly illustrates how these systems interact. Active throughout his life, Mr. Tom began experiencing unexplained stumbles, particularly in unfamiliar environments or low-light conditions. "I just assumed it was normal aging," he said. "I'd catch my foot on small bumps in the sidewalk or misjudge steps." A comprehensive evaluation revealed multiple contributing factors: outdated eyeglass prescriptions no longer compensating for his developing cataracts, significant hearing loss which also impacts vestibular function, and an undiagnosed case of benign paroxysmal positional vertigo, BPPV, a common inner ear disorder. After updating his glasses, getting hearing aids, and completing vestibular rehabilitation therapy, Mr. Tom's improvement was dramatic. "It was like someone turned the lights back on," he said, astonished. "I hadn't realized how much sensory information I was missing until it was restored." The critical point here is that most age-related vision and vestibular issues are treatable. However, they often go unaddressed for years. Regular comprehensive eye exams, not just basic vision checks, can detect correctable issues like cataracts, glaucoma, macular degeneration, or outdated prescriptions. Specialized tests can assess depth perception, contrast sensitivity, and peripheral vision, all crucial for balance. Similarly, vestibular disorders like BPPV, labyrinthitis, or Meniere's disease often respond well to specialized therapies when correctly diagnosed. Specific warning signs that should prompt a specialist visit include frequent tripping or stumbling, especially in low light, difficulty judging steps or curb heights, new sensitivity to visually busy environments like crowded stores, bouts of dizziness or vertigo, particularly with head movement, a feeling of floating or rocking when walking, needing to touch walls for steadiness in dim environments. Many seniors dismiss these symptoms as an unavoidable consequence of aging, not realizing they could be indicators of treatable conditions. The consequences of this neglect can be severe. When your eyes and inner ear send conflicting or unclear information to the brain, your balance system has to work harder with less reliable data, significantly increasing your risk of falling. The good news is that addressing these issues can yield remarkable improvements. Updated eyeglass prescriptions with special attention to intermediate and near vision, vital for navigating floors and steps, treatment for correctable eye diseases, vestibular rehabilitation exercises, and sometimes hearing aids, which often improve balance as well as hearing, can all work together to restore much of your steadiness. Practical solutions like improving lighting in your home, especially night lights, using high-contrast tape on the edges of steps, and wearing yellow-tinted glasses to improve contrast in low light can provide additional support. It is vital to recognize that vision and inner ear health are not isolated concerns. They are integral components of your balance system, deserving of the same attention as muscle strength and flexibility. By taking proactive steps to maintain and optimize these sensory systems, you provide your brain with the clear, accurate information it needs to keep you steady on your feet. This comprehensive approach to balance, encompassing strength, proprioception, vision, and vestibular function, offers the best possible defense against falls and the loss of independence they can cause. Don't let treatable sensory declines undermine your steadiness when solutions are within reach. So, what's one thing you'll start applying today to regain your balance? Perhaps a simple exercise each morning, a small change in how you choose your shoes, or just paying closer attention to your body as you move. Whatever it is, please share with me in the comments below, because your experience could be the motivation for someone else who is struggling. If you found today's content helpful, don't forget to hit like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the Senior Health Insights channel so you don't miss practical tips that help you live healthier, steadier, and more independently every day. And before we wrap up, I invite you to check out our previous videos on the channel, where we've shared important secrets to maintaining muscle strength, improving balance, and preventing falls after 60. Thank you for joining me. Remember, a small change today could be a turning point for a safer, more confident life tomorrow.